A former governor of Imo State and a senator representing Imo West Senatorial District, Rochas Okorocha, has spent his second night in the custody of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Senator Okorocha was arrested by EFCC operatives on Tuesday after laying a siege at his Maitama residence. For hours, the EFCC operatives gained access into the building through the roof, causing damage to the property. The EFCC says it arrested the senator for jumping administrative bail. That's what we're discussing at this time. Let me bring in now a lawyer and Ogun State Senatorial District. He's vying for that seat now, talking about the senator representing Ogun West Senatorial District. Mr. Femi, I know, welcome to TVC Breakfast this morning. Of course, joining me from our Abuja studio is the senior legislative aide to Senator Rochas Okorocha. He's a lawyer as well. Steve Asimobi, thank you for joining us at this time on TVC Breakfast.
Thank you, my sister.
Indeed. So we'll begin with you, Mr. Asimobi. What's it been like since Senator Okorocha's arrest on Tuesday?
It is most unfortunate incident. It is a bad comment. Hello?
Carry on, please. You're live.
Hello? I can't hear you.
Carry on.
I can't hear you.
Carry on. You're live.
Okay. Okay. This is one of the darkest moments in our democracy. It is a very terrible assault on rule of law and administration of justice in this country. It is a most unfortunate incident where an anti-graft agency will act in breach of subsisting court orders in a Gestapo manner to go into the house of a first-class Nigerian, a distinguished senator of this country, a two-times governor in this country, to carry this kind of act. It is most unfortunate, and I feel pained. There are several court orders, but we saw the statement. I want to start from the statement of the EFCC that he jumped administrative bail. There is absolutely nothing like that. He was released by EFCC on bail some months ago, and he has credible sureties. He has never been invited without honoring any invitation. So why are they saying he jumped administrative bail? They're just trying to make up an excuse. Secondly, they say there is an ongoing case against him for which we have not been served. We are the National Assembly. Senator Rochas Okorocha is not a man in hiding. Senator Rochas Okorocha attends the plenary every Tuesdays and Wednesdays and even Thursdays. Nobody has brought any court processes to our office. Senator Okorocha has been attending media outreaches, even in your studio, TVC. He's been coming, he's been everywhere, attending book launches, organizing events. So if there is a court process, he's not somebody that cannot be located. So these are all charades. And everything EFCC have done is in contravention of current and subsisting court judgments that have not been vacated. The latest being from Justice Stephen Dallop of the Rivers State Federal High Court in Port Harcourt, who gave, amongst other orders, that in view of the declaratory orders in 1, 2, 3 above, and that EFCC, the respondent investigation is not conducted in lawful ways and manners and according to Section 34 and 35 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which mandates the preservation of the applicant's fundamental human rights. They go ahead, the judge goes ahead to say, he gives an order, restrain the first respondents, his officers and men, staff, employees and agents by whatever name called and however described from further harassing, intimidating, arresting, detaining or interrogating the applicant or in any other way further breaching the applicant's fundamental human rights guaranteed under the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and African Charter on Human Rights.
All right.
The assault, the invasion of the residence of Senator Rochas Okorocha, my principal, 2 days ago, is in violation of this judgment and all the orders contained in this document.
All right.
Justice Dallo.
Steve Asimobi,
so the international community is watching.
Steve Asimobi, please allow me to ask another question because there's also another guest here whom I would also like to hear from. But still with you, Mr. Asimobi, you are talking about an order delivered by a court in Port Harcourt, and that compared to the allegations against Senator Okorocha by the EFCC, the allegations, of course, are criminal in nature. The court decision you rely on is a civil one. Are you saying that the civil one, though an order, should take precedence over the criminal charges or the criminal allegations against Senator Okorocha?
No, you don't. I wonder if you are. I know you're not a lawyer. Hello? Hello?
Carry
Hello?
on. Carry on.
Hello?
Carry on, Steve Asimobi, and I'm a lawyer. And I'm a lawyer.
The judgment, the order from the court is not a civil matter, please. It's not a civil matter in nature. It's not a civil matter in nature. This thing is not.
Carry on, carry on. We can hear you live, loud and clear. Carry on, please.
Oh, okay. Now, EFCC is not above the law. And if a citizen approaches the court to seek for any relief, an order of mandamus and restraining orders, the agencies must respect them, and EFCC is not isolated from it. If you recall, because of this kind of impunity, that was why Magu had issues with the Attorney General's office. So, they do not have, if the court says stop in layman's language, if the court says stop, you must stop. If you want to continue, you must go and get a restraint, you must go and ask the court to reverse itself, which EFCC have done, but have not gone that they have not gone that judgment from the that remedy from the court, or you go to an appeal court to appeal the judgment of Justice Dallo. In the absence of it, they must take action.
All right. Let me also ask. Let me also ask this. And since you are assertive, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Steve Asimobi?
I can. Yes,
right.
I can.
Okay, all right. So let me also, since you're putting it to me, or you're asserting that I may not be a lawyer, you're talking to your colleague as well. I'm a lawyer, right? What about the issue of? And
you said this is a civil matter. That you find a civil matter.
All right. Let me also ask this then. What about the issue of courts of competence jurisdiction? Is the court order that you're relying on higher? Is the court higher than the court where these charges were filed? Help us better understand this concept that you're relying on, please.
I can't hear your question. I'm not hearing you.
What about the issue of courts of competence jurisdiction? Observers would also argue that both courts, the court where the criminal charges were filed and the action that your client instituted against the EFCC are both courts of coordinate jurisdiction.
No, they in the first place, we are not aware of any matter in any court. And in any case, this I have told you, I said EFCC has approached the same Federal High Court in Port Harcourt to overrule itself, for which the court has deliberately refused to. So what is available to them, or what they can avail themselves of, is to go to a higher court, in this case a court of appeal, to reverse the orders of the Federal High Court sitting in Port Harcourt. They have not done that. So the orders restrains them from investigating, interrogating, prosecuting him in any court. So what they seek to do, but let me even ask this question. You have, in your words, in your press release, you have instituted an action against Senator Rochas, or you have charged him to court. But the matter, according to you, has been stalled twice now because he has not been served. So is EFCC now acting as a bailiff? Is it their responsibility to take over the responsibilities of court to go and now serve an accused person, even without these court orders? Is it their responsibility of EFCC to go and serve court processes?
All right.
I don't get it.
All right.
It is the responsibility
Let me put you on hold now.
Of the court to go and serve court processes.
This will be a fine point now to compare.
Until you see those processes and see the contents therein.
Right. This will be a fine point now, Mr. Asimobi, to compare your views with that of another lawyer who is here with me in the studio. Femi, I know you've heard from the senior legislative aide to Senator Rochas Okorocha, Steve Asimobi, speaking there. How do you respond to their position?
Yes, so the first starting point is that Nigerians should not forget that my learned brother is a legislative aide to Senator Okorocha. So whatever he's going to say is going to be in his favor in any event. And I appreciate the fact that he has come up, because I haven't seen the order. We don't even know the scope of this order. And
you mean the
order is relying on now. And the most important is this: was that order obtained before those charges were filed in court against the distinguished Senator Okorocha, or was that order obtained after they filed those charges?
What about the issue of, was it served on the EFCC? On
whether they serve it, is in a better position to answer that question. But if you listen to him carefully, it is possible they might have served EFCC, because he said they tried to vacate that order, but it was not granted. But let's leave that aside. The other issue, which I want my brother to know, is this. Once there is a charge in court, you can arrest someone to go to make him answer those charges. There is nothing wrong with that. And I will refer my brother also to Section 8 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, whereby you can even go and arrest somebody without a warrant. But the point is this, and that is the disturbing aspect, is this. Now, he said something, and that's really significant. He says Senator Okorocha was not in hiding. So for the 5 hours, or 6 or 7 hours, according to the media, in which the EFCC lay siege, where was he? Why did he not come out? Why was he in his bedroom addressing the media? So he was in hiding. And let me even tell you this, okay? When you have a warrant, or you are arresting without a warrant, it is still within the purview, the authority, the lawful authority executing the warrant, or who are trying to arrest without a warrant, to use force. But what they need to do is to make sure they use reasonable force and that it is proportionate. And now, whether this is disproportionate or proportionate, we can argue it here and there. But let's leave that. The question is this: does this order, because I'm wondering how a judge will grant an order that an accused person, you are investigating, you must not investigate him, you must not prosecute him, then you must not even charge him to court. Then if a court makes such an order, what the judge is doing is to give him a jail out of prison card that, look, nobody should not touch you. I don't think that is the Nigeria we all want to belong. We want Nigeria whereby an accused person will be brought promptly before the court, and if an accused person is innocent, he should go in the witness box and prove his innocence. That is the way the law works. And the other disturbing aspect about this whole scenario, you've been accused of defrauding a state of about 2.7 billion. That is a very significant amount. If you are innocent, what an innocent person will do, whether you are served with the charges, as soon as you are aware of it, you send your lawyers to the court to go, and then the next available date you go to that court and you go and clear yourself. But by the time you start hiding yourself, and then they have to come through your roof, then it leaves a raw taste in the mouth.
Let me put you on hold and head back to Abuja to get Mr. Simobe's response in this regard. So first, there is the issue of whether the action you instituted or Senator Okorocha instituted against the EFCC, was it filed before the charges against him were filed? And two, another issue of concern is courts, or even heads of courts, have for once frowned at, judges giving ex parte orders. So the confusion again is, was EFCC put in notice when Mr. Okorocha brought this action against the EFCC? Please respond.
Very quickly, Mr. Imo, I want to address you directly. That the judgment of the orders of the Federal High Court, Port Harcourt, was given on the 6th day of December 2021. 6th day of December 2021. And in furtherance to it, and there have been several orders of courts. This document here is from the Attorney General of the Federation. A letter from the Attorney General of the Federation to Abdul Rahid Baruwa. And I want to read. Wanting violation of order of court by EFCC with respect to the arrest, preferment of charge, and threat of prosecution of ex-governor of Imo State, Senator Rochas Okorocha. The letter dated 1st of April 20 from Ola Olanikpeku SN on behalf of Senator Okorocha, written further to previous correspondence on the above subject matter. 1A, Federal High Court Suite Suite number blah blah 2019. Subsisting Court Suite, Federal High Court Abuja 2020. Letter dated 3rd June 2021 and signed by the Solicitor General of the Federation and Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Justice. D, a letter made by my hand dated 15 September 2021. Further to the above, my attention has been drawn to the most recent order of the Federal High Court, Port Harcourt, by Justice Dalop Pam in suit number blah 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 dated 6 September 2021 and 6 December 2021, respective, inter alia, declaring the entire investigation of Senator Rochas Okorocha by the Commission as being contrary to the presumption of innocence and right of fair hearing guaranteed to Senator Okorocha under Section 66 and 35 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, and consequently null and void by the Attorney General of the Federation. In the circumstances, and further to all correspondent and court orders earlier stated, you are requested to consider compliance. Please accept the assurances. Abubakar Malami. This matter, this judgment has been there, these orders have been there before any, even though we have not seen it, before this new case they filed. Now, you said, why did he not come out? I guess that answers the first segment of your question. And this is the judgment. Justice Taiwo also granted injunction restraining EFCC from doing certain things. Now, in furtherance to all this, you asked a question. You said, why did Senator Rochas Okorocha not come out? I was there. I was with Ola Olanikpeku, and we granted a press interview in the premises of Senator Rochas. We engaged the EFCC operatives. If you want to come and arrest Senator Rochas Okorocha, why did you come? He said the director of operations asked them to come and invite. We said oral. They said yes. We said no. No. If you want to see him, you can come to Rochas Okorocha's house, but you cannot come to EFCC without a warrant of arrest or a letter of invitation. And that was the contention. For the 9 hours there, it was, why does he want to see him? Because we knew it was their antics. On the day already advertised by APC that we're going to have screening of presidential aspirants for 2 days. On that particular day,
all right, Mr. Asimobi, please let me interrupt again and get the views of Mr. Ino.
And say the director of operations wants to see a presidential aspirant.
All right, you've had your say, Mr. Let Mr. Femi Adesina also respond. Thank you.
Yes, I'm very grateful to my brother. But the point is this. If they have this letter from the Attorney General, if they have this court order, if they have all these documents they are talking about, why not go to that court where the EFCC file those charges and present those letters rather than hiding in your bedroom and not coming out? And for the 9 hours, Senator Okorocha failed to surrender himself. And there's a precedent for this. And my concern is this. It's just unfortunate that in this country we don't have a jury system. If you ask an ordinary people on the street, they will tell you, look, the reason why he's doing all this is because he has something to hide. And this is going towards his gates. And
but you cannot also, because you being a learned person, of course, you would rather educate the ordinary man on the street about this, that this is a very dangerous.
Yes, I take your point, but take my point. The way
Mr. Aino?
Yes, please.
Please let him finish. Let me just finish
my point. You see,
I think he's misleading the public. He's misleading the public, and I want to stop him at this point. I want to stop him at this point, please. He's misleading the public. Mr. Aino, you shouldn't throw decorum to the wind, my friend. Mr. Aino.
Yes, I'm here.
Mr. Aino.
Yes,
you said twice that Rochas was hiding for 9 hours, and you also assumed that he's aware of. I'm a lawyer. I was called to about 31 years ago.
That's fine.
And I'm a senior legislative, and I have told you here on my honor that we're not aware of any of these matters you're talking about. Do you understand? You're telling he should go and surrender himself to the court. For you to do that, you should tell the public that for you to be aware that you have a matter, court processes must be served on you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Court processes must be served on you. And we're saying that we are not aware of any matter. So let them serve Senator Rochas Okorocha.
Yes,
and I've told you that there has not been any court processes brought to our office or anywhere. And you're saying that he should have gone to court to go and clear himself. Which court? When there's a substitute court order saying that he cannot be investigated, he cannot be prosecuted.
On the basis of the invitation, the word, you also used the word invitation.
There is nothing.
On the basis of the EFCC
stop this issue of he's hiding for 9 hours, he's not hiding for 9 hours.
If you heard me right,
the reason why he even granted president to let the whole world know that he's in this house, he's there.
Steve Asimobi, we are having a conversation.
And that he granted an interview saying that he was just simply asking for letter of invitation or a warrant of arrest. If they had brought it that day, he would have gone with them.
All right. You've had your say once again. Please let Mr. Aino respond. And if you heard me earlier, I was also trying to correct the impression that absolutely that he was only saying the views of what the ordinary man may have said. So let's continue, Mr. Aino. Please carry on.
I'm very grateful. You see, I could understand where my brother is coming from, but I don't want to engage him in a dog fight. We are here to have a civilized conversation. But the point I'm making, and that remains that position, I appreciate what he's saying, that the other has to be brought to his attention and what have you. But the point is this: Senator Okorocha do read the newspaper in this country. His lawyer read newspaper. When the last time the matter came before the court, the judge said, if you don't produce this man by the 30th of May, this matter is likely to be struck out. The judge said that, and that was widely reported in the newspaper. And my point, which my brother failed to take into account, is this: let's forget the procedural issue that it has to be served, it has to be. If somebody published something tomorrow in a newspaper that a judge said I must be brought to court on the 5th of June, bet me and you, and I know I'm innocent, the first thing I'm going to do tomorrow, I'm not even going to wait for the EFCC. I will go to that court. I need a copy of the papers, and I will tell my lawyers, do the needful.
All right, let me also ask, you've made your point on this controversy,
yes.
But on the flip side of the EFCC going to that extent to effect its decision to arrest Senator Okorocha, was that in order, as good as their course may have been, according to them?
I told you, when you are arresting people, either with warrant or without a warrant, they have the liberty to use force. But what the law says is that it has to be reasonable and it has to be disproportionate. And don't forget, for the 9 hours. He said he was there for 9 hours. They will have tried to enter the property.
So in this case, it was appropriate to you? What
I'm saying is that in the circumstances of this particular case, it is appropriate. It would have been inappropriate if, they bundle him and did this and did that. What happened in the end? He surrendered himself. But the question is this. If you have EFCC operatives, if you have the police, DSS, all of them around your property, and you have issues, you reach out to your lawyers. Once your lawyers are there, then you come out, and then there will be a discussion. You follow them. Look at what Governor Fayose did. A day after his tenure, what did he do? He put on this T-shirt that EFCC, here I come. Today he's enjoying his liberty. Governor Benga Daniel was charged to court of recent. He just cleared himself. Governor Ladoja was charged to court of recent. He cleared, some few years back, it was clear. You see, when the police need you, either DSS or anybody, you see, don't make a big issue out of nothing. Go and report to yourself, and they will let you go.
Let's balance this up, some more. Mr. Asimobi, are you still there? So, there are also suggestions.
Yes,
as
I'm here.
Your learned brother has, also posited that fine, no order or thereabout was served. He wasn't officially informed about these criminal charges brought against him. But seeing as this matter had long been in pages of newspapers and elsewhere, couldn't Senator Okorocha have just, surrendered himself, or even as well go on to the EFCC office before that day when they came to execute that arrest? Couldn't he have done all that earlier, before the drama on Tuesday?
The EFCC even taking Senator Okorocha to any supposed court is in contempt of the orders of a judge of coordinate jurisdiction with whichever court that he has been charged supposedly here in Abuja. His lawyers will not. He talked about the matter being in the public space in newspapers. I'm not actually aware of it, and we're not aware of any matter anywhere in court. We only learnt of it when the EFCC published their press release saying that he has jumped administrative bail, which is not true, which is false, because he has credible shorties, and those shorties are alive, and they are senators, distinguished senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. They secondly talked about a matter in court that has been adjourned twice, in which the judge threatened to discontinue the matter or to strike out the action if Senator Okorocha is not brought before them. And I here say on a national platform that we are not aware of that matter.
All right.
When they serve him, maybe while he's inside there, they might choose to serve him. Then our lawyers will go and represent him. Our lawyers will come out.
All right. We thank you very much for your contribution.
I want to re-emphasize that our lawyers, including myself, encouraged Senator Rochas Okorocha not to follow them because there was no letter of invitation or a warrant of arrest.
All right. Thank you so much, Barrister Steve Asimobi, for your contributions on the program. I don't have time to get your response. Yes, to this.
I appreciate that.
But of course,
for the last word, the EFCC and the lawyers
and all that.
Well, what he's saying, they advise him not to come out. He has just said that. And that's why the matter got escalated. That is the point.
Thank you so much, Mr. Femi, for your legal perspectives on this matter. And, of course, many thanks to Steve Asimobi there, of course, for enriching this discussion somehow with all these divergent views. We'll see how it all goes. The last is obviously not yet heard on the matter. We also wish you the best as you prepare for Friday's primary, as you're running for the Imo West Senatorial ticket. Best wishes once again.
Yes, I'm very grateful to you.